wanting to give the world to his 2 children, which is why he even began working a second job.
Chain of Brothers, I think 7:30 at night, get off early in the morning, and then he went to Domino's Pizza. It really hurt.
And now they're remembering Tommy's warm smile and bright personality that lit up the room.
What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Let's get right into the story. As men, for most of us, the most happiest day of our lives is when our seed is born into this world. If you are young, it can be a little scary at first, knowing you are responsible for another life other than your own. But as years go by, we adjust and learn to put our needs and wants last because our kids come first. It's no greater feeling than on Christmas or birthdays watching your child with a big smile on their face and knowing you are the reason for that. You can work hard 5 to 6 days a week, and sometimes between paying bills, buying groceries, and putting clothes on your kids' back, you can still come up short. Some people are content, but it's the extras in life that really makes us grind, like wanting to go on vacations, taking your kids to amusement parks, nice restaurants, or shopping, so that they can have the best upbringing possible. Of course, love comes first, but all of us know money is a big part of survival, especially if you have small kids that can't fend for themselves. It's expensive. Some parents do what they can and leave it at that, but others go get a side hustle or second job to make ends meet. With going that extra mile and doing the right thing, you would think, I'm not in the streets, I'm working, everything should be good. But unfortunately, that's not always the case. And when someone on the right type of time cross paths with individuals on the wrong type of time, situations can go left. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to West Palm Beach, Florida, to discuss a case of a delivery driver gone on his second day on the job, all because somebody was looking for a quick come up. Tommy Anderson III was a 33-year-old man living in Florida. Known to be a hard-working family man, you could catch Tommy either at work or spending time with his peoples. But what really made the man happy was spending time with his 2 younger children, in which he adored them and did everything possible to make sure he provided and gave them a good life. Tommy worked at a company called Cheney Brothers from 7 p.m. until the early a.m. Even though he had a full-time job, as we all know, things can still be a little tight sometimes in this economy. Not being the type to complain, the hard-working father of 2 decided he would pick up a second job, being a delivery driver for a local Domino's pizza. After his first job, he would head to Domino's to make sure he was able to support himself and his kids. So on January 9th of this year, it was no different. Tommy finished his shift, then headed to his delivery job. It was only his second day. He made a delivery to a home in the 1000 block of Douglas Avenue at about 1 p.m. The drop-off went good, but as he was walking back to his vehicle, a car sped in and blocked him in. Inside was 2 men and a woman. One man hopped out with a handgun, and then a second man with an AR-15 rifle. Tommy immediately put his hands up when the men demanded money. As he went to reach in his pockets to get him the cash, multiple shots went off. Then the car fled the scene. The people who had just gotten their pizza delivered heard the shots and called local police. When they arrived to the crime scene, they found Tommy suffering from over 3 gunshot wounds. He was rushed to St. Mary's Medical Center, where unfortunately he would pass away from his injuries. Back on the scene, police found 3 spent 9mm shell casings and 1 live one. Surveillance cameras in the area caught a white 4-door Honda fleeing the scene. Detectives had to do the sad job of alerting Tommy's father of his passing.
And it really, really hurts.
Tommy Anderson Jr. was waiting for a callback from his youngest child, Tommy Anderson III, on Tuesday. But instead, around 1:30 in the afternoon, West Palm Beach police knocked on his doors.
He said he couldn't make it, so I just kind of lost it then.
After receiving the news, his family was in shock, while someone would target the father who was only working a second job to take care of his kids. A bolo was put out for the car. Just 5 hours later, police would get a break when 3 people were pulled over who matched the description of the suspects. 29-year-old Marcus Williams, 25-year-old Aviana Williams, and 25-year-old Elijah Wingfield. As police conducted a search of the vehicle, they found a ski mask, 2 assault rifles in the rear seat, and a 9mm pistol under the front passenger seat. All 3 were taken in for questioning. While in interrogation, Elijah stated Aviana was the driver, and him and Marcus was riding. Their plan was to hit a lick because he himself was expecting a paycheck in the mail, but it didn't come. Desperate, the 3 rode around looking for targets. Before Marcus stated, "There goes a delivery driver. Let's see what he got on him," in reference to Tommy. Elijah claimed they pulled up. He hopped out first with the 9, then Marcus hopped out with the AR to be his backup. He claimed Tommy allegedly said, "I got one of them too," talking about the gun, while his hands was up in the air. Then he reached. Elijah said he was scared, thinking he was going to get a gun, so he attempted to shoot, but the gun jammed. He then cocked it again and shot 3 times. After confessing, he put his head down and said, "I messed my life up." All 3 were booked into Palm Beach County Jail, charged with first-degree hit and firearm charges. As news spread of the hard-working father who lost his life on his second day of the job, co-workers in the community spoke out.
Dangerous, but it's no more dangerous than being in, say, a bank or a GNC.
He says Domino's and other companies that offer delivery service have policies in place to try and protect employees.
We're not allowed to have any more than $20 in cash on us. So it's kind of like gas stations. You know, we don't have a lot of cash, so there's really no incentive for somebody to rob us.
No.
And Tommy's father couldn't believe his son was gunned down, all because someone else was desperate for money, while his son himself was working 2 jobs to make ends meet. Elijah, Aviana, and Marcus all went in front of a judge who read their charges to them and are currently being held without bail and are innocent until proven otherwise. Rest in peace to Tommy. I send my deepest prayers and condolences to his family, who has to go through that pain, and his 2 kids, who the man was out here grinding so hard for. As a father myself, I can relate. It's a stigma on black fathers. We don't work as hard to provide. But I know many men like Tommy that go above and beyond to take care of their families. Long nights, early mornings. Unfortunately, we are in a time everyone doesn't have that same work ethic. And instead of going to make something happen themselves, they view the next man grinding as their come up. It's ironic. Tommy was out working for a check, and Elijah was out robbing because his check didn't come. I would be a hypocrite if I said I never did anything like robbing a piece of mine. But we were kids, like 15, 16 years old. And fortunately, nobody got hurt. But as a grown man, you can't expect no money robbing people trying to make $1 like you. It was stated they are only allowed to carry $20 cash because now the rate of drivers getting robbed has doubled. So you allegedly took a man away from his family and kids, didn't get the bread, then put your head down and say your life is messed up after being caught with no remorse. You just messed up the lives of a family and 2 kids because in your entitled mind, my bread didn't come, so I gotta take yours. Now you gotta sit in a cell, possibly for life, because of a paycheck that didn't come when you was trying to take somebody else's. So remember, we gotta succeed not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Man, crazy story. Rest in peace to Tommy. I definitely send my prayers to his father, his kids, and the rest of his family. Man out here trying to work 2 jobs. Second day on his second job, lose his life because somebody needed some bread. That's crazy. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Definitely be respectful. This is another episode of Hood Tales. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.